Welcome back, Sebastian here. Time for my review for the 2024 Spanish Grand Prix. A bit of an exciting start, some good action at the start, but after that, pretty predictable Grand Prix. So it started with Norris on pole, Verstappen P2, Albon started opted to pit from the pit lane. Start from the pit lane. Most drivers were on the soft tires, with the exception of Albon, who started on the medium tires. Russell, starting P4 on the grid, though, has an amazing start, and he was up to first by the first corner. Really reminiscent of Alonso's start from 2013. Verstappen P2, Norris P3 after that opening lap. Third lap of the race, though, Verstappen pretty strong pace and doesn't waste any time overtaking Russell to take the lead of the race in the first corner. Lap 7, Alonso behind both Stroll and Bottas. So wondering if there was a bit of a car issue there on Alonso's car, but luckily it seemed to be something that would sort itself out eventually. Lap 10, Zhou and Tsunoda start the pit cycle. Thought it was a bit early, especially since the Pirelli or AWS predictions had the pit cycles opening on lap 15 for the soft runners. So maybe perhaps a few more pit stops than we would normally see. Lap 14, Verstappen 4.0 second lead over Russell. Gasly, very slow stop, 6.7 seconds. Magnussen gets a 5-second penalty for a false start. Didn't see a replay of that, just kind of have to assume it happened. Russell has a really slow stop, so I figured that this would really help Norris and that they would take advantage of this and pit right away, but actually that does not happen. Hamilton is then undercut by Sainz, but doesn't really matter. Hamilton overtakes Sainz at turn 1 for a virtual P4 on lap 18. And then lap 24, Norris pits as well. So very, very late pit stop for Norris after leading the race, and he falls all the way to 6th place. Lost quite a bit of time in those laps leading, but it would be worth it in that second stint. Lap 28, the McLarens were able to overtake other cars with that tire delta. So Piastri, the other McLaren, also pitted quite late for that first stop, and again was able to make up some positions quite early. Norris was, with that tire advantage, was up to P3 by lap 32. So despite the fact that he fell down to 6, was able to make his way back up to the podium with relative ease. Perez then pits for mediums, and he drops down to 14th. So his second stop was very, very early. No, that's his second stop, because he had already pitted for softs. So he did soft at medium at this point. Lap 35, great Norris Russell battling pretty much the entire first lap. They were going side by side through almost every corner. Really, really great from the pair of them, but Norris would come out ahead on turn 8, I believe. Verstappen at this point has a 9.4 second lead, so really was able to build up a lead, and that Russell-Norris battle definitely cost Norris a bit towards the end there. Lap 37, Russell Sainz pit again for their second stops. Lap 42, Verstappen lead cut to 5.2 seconds by Norris. Hamilton, who had pitted for soft tires, setting fastest laps in 5th place. Lap 48, Hulkenberg, a 5-second penalty, speeding in the pit lane. Just a little silly penalty, but turns out wouldn't really affect him at all in the end. Norris P2 ahead of Russell at this point. Lap 50, Perez going for a 3-stopper, a soft, medium, soft. Bit of a strange strategy, comes out in 10th place, but actually I think it worked out pretty well for Perez in the end. Tsunoda, another driver, getting a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Lap 52, Hamilton overtakes Russell for P3 at turn 1, so the soft tire seeming to be the better tire to be on at the end and not the hard tire. Ferrari, similar situation, Leclerc on the softer tire, Sainz on the hard tire. They do use team orders to swap the pair so that Leclerc can chase down Russell. Lap 57, Verstappen-Norris gap down to 4.9 seconds. Felt that Verstappen really had this in the bag unless the tires exploded like Hamilton in the 2020 British Grand Prix. Just there weren't really enough laps left for it to really be an issue. Lap 60, Albon has a little bit of a trip through the gravel trap, and then comes on the radio saying that something was definitely very wrong with the car at that point, and the team came back and said, oh, it's fine, nothing wrong. Lap 65, Verstappen Norris gap down to 2.8 seconds, but not to be on that final lap of the race. Lap 66, Max Verstappen takes the checkered flag, wins the Spanish Grand Prix, I believe his fourth Spanish Grand Prix victory and his 61st career Grand Prix win. So joining him on the podium, Lando Norris, Lewis Hamilton. Russell, I think, a bit disappointed to follow in fourth after leading the race after lap 1. Ferrari, a bit of a disappointing weekend, 5th and 6th for them, followed by Piastri in 7th and Perez 8th. I guess both of them kind of having a bit of a recovery drive. Decent-ish result on Sunday for both of them, but I think both of them would really be ruining their performance on Saturday. Then double points finish for Alpine, 9th for Gasly, 10th for Ocon. A bit disappointing for Gasly, probably. He was pipped right at the line by Perez on that basically on the final lap of the race. Hulkenberg 11th, Alonso 12th, Zhou 13th, 14th Stroll. Bit of a disappointing result for Aston. Also a disappointing result for RB. Ricciardo, the lead car for that team, in 15th, followed by Bottas, Magnussen, Albon, Tsunoda, and Sargent. So there you go. There's your result for the 2024 Spanish Grand Prix. Not really the best race. Definitely not as good as Canada last weekend, but still, there was a bit of uncertainty, and Verstappen was certainly challenged at points for the race, and he couldn't just cruise home 20 seconds in advantage like he has at past races. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.